Hi guys, welcome back to Planet Mithril. My name is Mithril, and today we are back with the Middle-earth University, the series where I break down all the rules from our beloved Middle-earth strategy game and go through them in bite-sized videos for you on the channel. And today we are talking about line of sight. Now it's important that during battle you're actually able to see your opponent and the forces you're fighting against. At least that's what I've been told. You'll need to work out many times over the course of a game if a particular model can see its potential target, whether that target is another model, a piece of terrain, or anything in between. We call this drawing line of sight, or LOS for short. Now, different game systems use different methods of determining line of sight. Some use percentage based, some use silhouettes, but for Middle-earth we use what's called model's eye view, which basically means we get down as close as we possibly can to the model's head, or whatever the eyes on the model actually are, and see if we can physically see whatever the model is attempting to see itself. If for whatever reason you can't get down to the model's eye level, whether that's intervening models or terrains in the way, then draw a 1mm line with the edge of a tape measure from your model to the target to see if that model has line of sight. A model always has line of sight to itself, even without the use of any of those mirrors in Middle-earth. Looking at you, Galadriel, and the Khazad dwarves actually. Models are always considered to have a 360-degree arc of vision, twisting and turning in the throngs of battle. Now, models aren't penalised for their excessive war gear, wings, arms, or varying other protuberances. In our mind's eye, they're much more dynamic than the static models that we play with on the tabletop. This means that a model only has line of sight if it can physically see any part of its target's head, arms, legs, torso. If you can see banners or spears, wings, horns, or anything else not centre mass, then the model cannot draw line of sight to that target. It stops models with big wings and big templates being penalised, only if you can see centre mass or any of the actual biology of the target in question. Some models may be obscured by terrain, either on the battlefield or actually sculpted on the base itself. There's some of the bigger models, some of the more dynamic models have terrain featured on their bases. In regard to battlefield terrain, this will confer an in-the-way test if you can draw line of sight, but the model is slightly obscured. But I will cover that in another video, that's another thing entirely. Base sculpted terrain, however, is never considered to block line of sight to any particular model. Another important thing to note is that a model can never be modelled in such a way that it gains an unfair advantage or disadvantage in regard to its line of sight and how tall the model actually sits on the battlefield. A model's true height is always used in this instance, and a model can never be modelled taller or shorter to change its potential line of sight. Well, there we are, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's lesson in the Middle-earth strategy battle game University, and I'll see you soon in the next class coming very soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.